Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Yeah? Awesome. Happy Monday morning, Manhattan. So I'm excited to have everybody here for the SideFX 2022 Education and Studio HIVE event. My name is John Moncrief. I'm going to kick things off today with a brief sort of overview of what's happening with the Education and Training Department at SideFX and education and training initiatives around Houdini specifically. And to do that, we'll sort of slowly be going through the education and training team here. So I'm going to let Sam take over. This is Sam Miller. She's our senior coordinator of the education and training department. So Sam, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. So I just wanted to show the schedule for the next couple of days, just so everybody knows. We'll be starting off with our first presentation. There will be a lunch break at 12:30 where you can go off-site and get something to eat and join us again. And then we'll have the real review immediately after lunch, and then some more presentations, and then we'll end our day. And then tomorrow, if you haven't registered already, here's a QR code. You can scan that, and it'll help you register easily. And we'll have a pretty full day, but then ending earlier with our art battle. So that'll be fun. And if you can join us for that, if you're interested in participating as a competer, that would be great. And our panel as well should be really fun in the middle of the day. So this is our update for the team. We're starting off with the 2022 student reel from our certified schools. So I'll just let that play. So hope you enjoyed that, and shout out to our colleague Bill for editing that all together. That was a lot of great schools. And just a little admin to start off with. We wanted to promote a couple of community groups that are here in New York. There's our New York Houdini user group, and students, professionals included, are welcome. And you can have the opportunity to attend events, join discussions, and share resources with each other. So if you're interested in checking that out more, you can scan the code, and you can also find that on Meetup. And then we wanted to talk about our Tech Art Challenge, which I think just recently opened. And you can enter in 2 different ways. You can submit a game art asset and a Houdini utility, and there are prizes. So please go to that link at the bottom and you can find more details out about that. And then also Unreal has a group in New York if you want to check that out too. I think it's a similar setup to Houdini user groups, and it's also a great way to connect with the community. And there's a QR code there. And the Visual Effects Society, they helped a lot with this event, so we wanted to give them a shout out. Specifically in New York, they have a lot of events in the city, but they also have a global community that you can connect with. And there's a lot of great resources and different sharing that you can do with them as well. So down to the team. This is our education and training team at SideFX. So I think were we each gonna introduce ourselves? So again, I'm the senior education coordinator at SideFX, and
my name's Peter Arcara. I'm one of the training leads on the education team here at SideFX, and I help with course material for learning on our learning management system, and also with helping teachers and instructors come up with their course material. So.
Hi, I'm Michael Goldfarb. I'm exactly like Peter, except with a bigger beard and less hair. And I just want to say on a personal note how much I hate that student reel, because it's so good. It's sickening. It's amazing. Thank you.
And as I said before, I'm John Moncrief. I'm the education training manager. I just do everything I can to support this team. And I definitely want to echo what Michael said. The quality and level of student work that we have seen recently in Reels it's fascinating. Like when I was a student, there's the students that I was with, we weren't producing that quality of work. So it's really impressive to see what's been happening in the education community and the work that's coming out of it. I'll also take an opportunity real quick to mention Bruno. Bruno is exactly like Michael and Peter, but with no beard. But he is in France, so he sort of handles our European area of things, so he couldn't make it to this event. And Nicole Campbell, who is our education account manager, who handles things like licensing and academic programs and academic program development, is out front handing out T-shirts at the swag booth right now. So I just kind of wanted to give them an introduction as well, and that rounds out our team. Plus, there's usually a couple of interns as well, but they didn't travel with us here for this. So yeah, I'll turn it back over.
I also wanted to shout out Deb Isaac, who's helping us with this event today. She founded the Houdini School, and she also teaches at UCLA, so you'll see her around today, and invented the art battle, and she'll be hosting the panel, so watch out for her today. And thanks, everybody. So getting into things, some resources that we offer students and instructors and schools and studios. We now offer education licenses for students to purchase direct from our website. This is new as of this year, and we're very excited about it. So before, you could only download Apprentice for free, which does have some technical differences to the education licenses, which are pretty much as strong as commercial FX licenses. They're just a different file type that's produced. But here in this GIF, we're just showing the process of how students can be verified as students so they can purchase from our website. You usually have to either enter the name of your school or your school email, or you can get verified manually if your school isn't listed. But it's a pretty seamless process, and all of this is detailed on our website if you have any questions or concerns about how to do everything. But yeah, if you don't see your school, don't worry. There's still ways of getting verified. You can just submit a request, as I'm showing here. And yeah, and it's $75 as the price for the schools to purchase. So Just so you know, that's how you can find how to purchase. We also offer for Houdini Certified School Program, so every school that was in that reel, and we have another 50 schools that are Houdini certified this year, students from those schools are eligible for free commercial licenses for either 6 months or a year, depending on which license you choose. So you can have 6 months of FX or 1 year of core, and this allows you to sharpen your skills after you graduate, but you can also bring that license to a studio that hires you, and you can kind of use that as an extra benefit you're giving to that studio so they can make use of that usually expensive license towards their productions. And tell recruiters about this because it's a very valuable thing. And so this is just talking about how we are trying to grow talent in a couple of different ways. One way is, again, through Houdini certified schools. We have a ton of certified programs now in 16 different countries, and about 660 new graduates are now having those alumni commercial licenses in their hands to take with them. So that's a lot of power that they're taking into the community. And beyond schools, we're also working to upskill existing talent at studios. So we're doing a lot to jumpstart Houdini training initiatives within studios. We have a learning content and platform, trainer consulting, third-party trainers, and we're working on Houdini instructor certification, but stay tuned for that. And this is our learning platform called Houdini Insight. This is just quick layout of how the catalog looks, but it's designed for instructors and trainers and is to support education and training initiatives. We have learning paths, as you can see on the right there. We have paths like foundations, effects, modeling, game development, all of that good stuff. And then courses within each learning path that are designed to keep your learning very organized. Within each course, there are classroom and lab resources, annotated example files, and then we have another thing called Houdini Office Hours webinars, which we'll be going into a little bit more later. And this platform is also available to studios, but we ask that studios connect with their account manager for more details, and we'll get you set up. And again, just diving into the platform a bit more, we have over 160 hours of learning content videos, 700 course unit videos, and 100 node reference videos. And we've had 10 educators from probably 3 or more different teams at this point at SideFX creating content. So I'll turn it over to Peter.
Great, thanks, Sam. So one of the things that we give with all of our courses are lab and classroom resources. So these come in PDF format, and this is really something that can be given out to students as they're going along and learning, or used in a presentation from an instructor. They give a lot of breakdowns on principles and concepts and things like that, and show different use cases that you can see within Houdini and kind of understand how different concepts work, and also just guides to help you transition maybe from one software that you might be used to using into Houdini. So this is something that we give out in Houdini Insight with all of our courses. As along with that, we do annotated example files. So you can see here we have just a network in Houdini here, just a simple one, and there's tons of notes all over it, just so that instructors and people can go in there and really see what's happening. It's not just we give you a file and like, good luck, you got to figure it out yourself. We really try to make sure that these are explained, what was done in these example files, so that you can understand what's happening. And if needed, you could give it to a student and say, hey, look at this. This is how this is set up, and help learn along with that as well. So let's go through a couple courses that we've recently released this year. So the first one I want to highlight is the USD with Solaris learning path. That's a new one that we included this year. Really dives deep into USD concepts, just since that's such a growing kind of part of the 3D workflow. So in this case, we're talking about just the Solaris UI and how that relates to working in USD or working with USD files, and just kind of begins the discussion into what USD is, and then how to import geometry into the Solaris context to be able to work with geometry and start building these USD scenes. And this is a beginner course. And then we also have one in that learning path called USD with Solaris Authoring. And this is talking more about what's actually happening within a USD file. You can see here we're actually opening up files, looking at their contents and how they're built. And it talks just about a lot of different elements of getting into the nitty gritty of what USD does and what it can bring to your workflows. Another one that we released this year is the KineFX Capture into Form. This is one that Michael did. And this is an intro just to talking about capture into form workflows in KineFX, and also kind of going through this new workflow that was introduced in this most recent release of Houdini, and just talking about how you can get your joint captures and things like that for characters and rigging within KineFX. Another course that we released this year was direct modeling in Houdini, and this is pretty neat because it goes through kind of from start to finish of working with different modeling assets and things like that within Houdini, and talks about how you can kind of use your network view almost as like an undo redo history type of a thing, where you can take sections, repeat them, tweak them, and just be able to kind of build your network in a way that allows you to kind of make your modeling tasks quicker instead of having to redo it every single time. So really neat course to be able to kind of go through making different assets and modeling them. And then again, these are just the 2022 courses that we've released. We've released 8 this year, and they're not just all really straightforward stuff like modeling and maybe KineFX stuff in the UI. We also have one that's all about our HDK, working with SOPs, which is our C++ API that we have within Houdini. So that's a really deep dive into some super technical stuff as well, that someone on our modeling team did a course for us as well. So we bring in people from all different parts of our company just to be able to speak to these different parts of Houdini that maybe one of us might not be specifically an expert in. We'll bring in someone from another team to be able to produce that content and make it as good as possible. So. All right, and from there, I'll turn it over to Michael to talk about some of our instructor support.
Hi. Hello. Sorry, put on my glasses. So the kind of support that we give instructors is very different in a lot of ways to the support that we give to the public, like the end user. One of them is a dedicated Slack channel, things that instructors can just talk to each other. And we can say, oh, we saw this third-party bit of content and that you may want to check it out, sorry. And then SideFX announcements announcing things like this event. So that's one way that we have a dedicated channel that we can just talk to them one-on-one. And then office hours, which I love this sort of generic, like, we're talking on the web. It doesn't look like that at all. It's all people like me. But it's bi-weekly or every 3 weeks, depending on school schedules. And it's really, it's just a big Zoom chat. And typically we'll have a presenter come and talk just 20 or 30 minutes about a subject. I think the last one we had was an instructor who also works in a studio, and he was showing us how he sets up his project. So literally just the folders on his computer. And how he manages his projects just for organizational purposes. So we record them, and then we've failed a lot this year, but we try to leave a half an hour or so at the end. We turn off the recording and we can just talk about whatever we want. And it allows instructors to vent their frustrations with their students, with us. And it's just, I hate using the phrase, but it is a safe place so that they can say, look, I can't teach my students linear algebra. And so another instructor will say, this is how I did it. And then we'll say, well, maybe we can help. So we might have a video about matrices or something. And so it's a really, really great opportunity for instructors who are in a really weird position, because they're not studios. They can't really show their work other than the work of their students. And they're all trying to solve the same problem, but in different countries, in different time zones, in different languages. And so office hours is an opportunity for us to bring them all together. And usually we have 15 or 20 people every couple of weeks. Some regulars, some people just hop in once in a while, but they are all recorded. So if there's a subject that they missed, they can go back and look at the conversation. And it's an amazing resource that you really won't find in any other sort of area. I don't think, yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
So first I want to thank the education team for being so awesome. You guys are amazing. Yes, please, they deserve it. So tomorrow is the Houdini battle, and I'm looking for 2 other players. So in the audience, we'd love to have you. It's a great opportunity. It's super fun. Please come up to me. And we have laptops, so you don't need one. And yeah, I hope that some of you will approach me and say you want to join us. Also, is George Jimenez here? No? Okay, I think he's on his way, but he's the organizer of the New York Hug. So hopefully you guys will have one of those coming up soon. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. If you want to register for day 2, this is the QR code. You can. Yeah. Thank you.